Listen to me now.
Yo, what's up? Miss Richard Media here, just coming at you from the in-home studio. I just wanted to really shout out all the friends, everyone who came with me to Xfinity. It was, a good time besides the loss. I did want to say that, uh, you know, this is just a learning experience. You know what I mean? It's a regular season game. You know, we're going against the Chiefs, we're going against the Bills and the San Francisco 49ers. I know that many fans and other fan bases and many analytics and all this, mainstream media was trying to say, they were going week by week waiting for us to lose. So, and it finally happened. So everyone's kind of freaking out. Everyone's kind of, and rightfully so with how they played on Sunday. You know, it was a low tier performance to say the least. And for me, I just think that nothing changes necessarily. They still have to go out and play the Cowboys next week in Jerry World. Um, I do have some takeaways from that game. I do have some opinions about some of the players. I do have some opinions about some of the other teams' players in the San Francisco 49ers. Um, Before I even get into that, one thing I do want to say is shout out to the Niners fans down at Xfinity. Those guys were pretty cool. They were pretty respectful. Mad props to you guys out there who showed up at Xfinity, who came and they were laid back. I know that you're in our territory, you kind of have to be respectful, but even when we were losing, they were talking, but it wasn't disrespectful. And that's the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. It's just we take this L, we move on to the next game and we be better. You know, I'm grateful, what I mean, for some of the moves that Eagles have made. But before I even get into some of the moves that Eagles have made, I just want to kind of highlight some things that kind of bothered me that were said throughout this week. And one particular thing I just want to touch on here is, what, why is Darius Slay the leading tackler? Why did he lead the Eagles in tackles for the defense this week? Not even this week, but on Sunday. So you're telling me that no one else, our linebackers played putrid. Our line, it was horrible, to say the least. I think the main person that everyone was talking trash on was James Bradbury, and yet he was the only one who held things together on defense. He's the only one who I didn't necessarily see get burnt on Sunday. So, there's that. Of course, as a result of this game, we fall in the power rankings, the Bleacher Report, the ESPNs, the CBSs, all the power rankings, we go down, and that's okay. We're used to going down immediately after being up for a long time. Eagles sign linebacker Shaq Leonard this week was released by the Colts. Happy to have him here. We definitely need him. The linebackers that we have, the depth that we have, it's just not going to cut it. As you know, Cunningham is injured right now. We still got Nicholas Morrow, but he kind of got cut up in coverage on Sunday. So that's just something that we're gonna have to make some adjustments here. Um, we're still one game ahead. So I do want to put out and emphasize, hey, look, like, we lost on Sunday, and we lost pretty bad on Sunday. But the number one thing, hey, look, like after losing to the 49ers, the Eagles go from being the number one seed to the number one seed in the NFC East. So in the big picture, nothing's really changed, except for our bad play caught up to us finally. And you know, unfortunately, we have to have hard lessons like this during the season in order for us to bounce back and play good for the rest of the season into the playoffs to make a run. So, a lot of Eagles fans I know are upset or frustrated about this. I'm kind of grateful for times like these, where we kind of get that ego, put in check a little bit, because everyone's been saying, "Oh, Eagles this, Eagles that," but they find a way to win, and that's what we do. We do find a way to win, but at the end of the day, we still gotta correct the mistakes that we've been making for the past couple weeks. So grateful to beat the Chiefs, grateful to beat the Bills, but San Fran came for blood. San Fran came to get their get back, and that's what they got. And we were coming off of 5 or 6 days of rest, and they were coming off of 10 days of rest, and we got beat. You know what I'm saying? And that to me, especially with how these players have been reacting to some of the trash talk and to how, oh, especially with, oh my gosh, with AJ Brown and Slay, it's just like, man, you like, I understand they're your friends, but on a field when it's time to cook, like they're not your friends. And that's why I don't understand like how you have somebody just sit back and talk trash about your teammate, and then you, oh, ha ha ha, we buddy buddy. That's how, nah, like someone calling your team, that's supposed to be your family, right? Y'all supposed to be getting to a Super Bowl and winning this. Y'all the ones who work, and I know that's I know with AJ's situation, Bradbury's on defense, he's on offense, but y'all still one unit. Like y'all still one team. That's like somebody talking, like my friend talking trash about my brother in a serious manner. Like, oh, your brother's this, your brother's XYZ. And it's like, oh, haha, that's my friend, he just playing. Nah, that's my bro. You don't talk about my bro like that. So definitely some things that kind of took me aback, like when I had seen some of those interviews and some of those things on media. I completely agree with Seth Joyner's post game analysis. By the way, I will say that as of late, especially during this season, Philadelphia local media has, they've been doing better than the national media, and not to say that it's usually one way or the other, but I do know that the national media does not do their due diligence and research some of the time. So for the overreactions, especially with Stephen A. Smith, um, who had some things to say about us being delegitimate. I can't even say it but we're not legitimate or whatever, our team from last year, because we lost this game with San Fran. Like they didn't just come off of 10 days rest, and we just came off of just playing the Chiefs and the Bills. Like, so for me, Stephen A. gotta calm that down, man. Like, for me, I just think it's a learning moment. And, I understand like 49ers and their fans were mad, boo hoo, boo hoo. Well, don't put your tight end on Hassan Reddick, so thankfully this time they did a better job at protecting Brock Purdy. So that's not our issue. We did what we did, and they took him out the game because y'all didn't protect him. So for y'all to be mad about that and to hold on to that all off season and talk all this trash. No, and no, I don't think, we won the NFC championship last year because y'all couldn't protect Purdy. And that's not on us. So I will say that Stephen A is he on some stuff right now. Let me put it that way. And so is the national media, because the national media would be so slow to try and say we the best team in the NFL after beating the Chiefs, right? Because that's the people who beat us in the Super Bowl. So if we beat them, does that mean that what? Does that mean that they shouldn't have won the Super Bowl because we beat them this year? So last year and this year is different coaches, different players. That none of that correlates. We got completely different coordinators than last year. So I don't know what Stephen A is on, honestly. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy to say something like that. Oh, last year. Still think about last year. We on this year. And this year Eagles gotta step it up. Um People have been saying we've been getting lucky. We haven't been getting lucky. These teams have just been messing up. Chiefs receivers aren't as good as they were last year. Bills quarterback Josh Allen isn't as good as he was last year. He threw an interception. Like he put his team in a position where he lost in overtime. If he didn't throw that interception, y'all wouldn't have lost. So the Bills fans need to calm that down too. But the I guess the next thing that I just want to get into is like, the personnel issues and things of that nature. I know Dallas Goddard is supposed to come back. We are waiting to see if Zach Ertz is going to be signed, and clear signs are saying that the Baltimore Ravens, Harbaugh has already said, like, listen, we're not we're cool with the tight ends that we got, and that was like the main team that was like trying to get Zach Ertz. Besides us, I know that there's other factors and there's other players in the game, but I mean, this is a dude that we're talking about who, when he left Philly, like my man's was on the podium and he was balling out when he was leaving Philly, like crying because he knows that this is the team that drafted him. He knows that this is his home. So, I expect within the coming days for Zach Ertz to be signed. Besides all that, y'all, um, just we got to go into Jerry World. We got to win. We got to make a statement. We got to bounce back. Um, so I'm really happy about this. The last thing I do want to mention though, because I know, you know, these punishments and these things that the NFL is implementing on a player pushing our security, and they're mad about a hand being pointed at somebody. Like it's ridiculous what these 49ers coaches and players, how they acted on that game. And I understand you're upset, but for God's sakes, like last year was last year. Like get over it. You know what I mean? That's what y'all would be telling us if we lost in that way. Get over it. So for me, I'm more focused on the punishments that the NFL has been trying to bring down, because lately, we've been getting reports that they're trying to take away the tush push, or the brotherly shove, really is what I like to call it. But they're trying to take away the brotherly shove, and it's like, for what? Like nobody else can do it, so you're gonna take that away. And I started thinking to myself, these fines, that these regular PD tests that Eagles players like AJ Brown have been getting. And I'm just sitting here thinking, man, why are they kind of picking on the Eagles a bit? They didn't even punish that Bills player that pushed that Eagles fan. Eagles fan didn't lay hands on him or nothing. He's talking trash just like any other fan. And even if someone does threaten someone, which I know for a fact didn't happen because they got it on film, that the dude wasn't talking about his family member, number 97 or whatever on the Bills, freaking loser. He's trying to push our fans. And like, if I know for a fact, if we were in Buffalo and we tried to pull that, one of our players tried to pull that, they'd probably be banned for the rest of the season. They'd probably be, suspended the rest of the season. So, I did some research and I kind of saw something really interesting, that Rodger Godell, the commissioner in the NFL, dude's a Redskins fan. Dude grew up in DC. So that's kind of crazy to me, that man, that's kind of crazy. And it kind of explains a lot. Like, why would a Redskins fan want Eagles to do good? Why would, you know what I mean? We swept the Redskins. I mean, not even Redskins. We swept the Commanders, the Redskins, the football team, whatever you want to call them, the Temptations, whatever you want to call them. We swept them last year. So I don't understand why this guy, I just don't understand what's going on with all this stuff and why we're getting punished. You know what I mean? I understand a fine or something like that, but they're talking about they're talking about suspending him for, I'm just like, man, if this was any other team, you know what I mean? And y'all already screwed us over in the Super Bowl, but if this was any other team, y'all wouldn't be treating them like this. And that's just how I feel. So, like, comment, subscribe. You already know what I'm saying, Richard Media. You know what it is. Bang, bang, baby. We, bang, bang, Niner gang, right? Nah. Because guess what? We're going to see them again. We're going to see them again either, in the NFC Championship or whatever. Like I don't care. I can't wait to see them again. Honestly, I know I'm kind of talking like, we just got, mollywop, but you gotta understand this is what we do. If it's any team, if it's any city that's gonna come back swinging, it's us. But our players and our coaches gotta wake up. It's Rich and Media. Peace out.